Anyway, so we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Dana Robinson, for those of you that don't know me, in Orange Park, Florida, which is right outside of Jacksonville. We just got back from California. We went to the event in San Bernardino over the weekend. We came home late last night, and you talk about an amazing time that we had. Getting to just spend one-on-one time with Jimmy and Jafong and Todd and Kathy, our great upline, and so many other people, so many new leaders, new people in the business. We just came back completely fired up, not like we weren't before, but even more so because we just see the big picture. We see the vision of this company. We see the vision of Jimmy and Jafong and what's going to happen over the next few months. We are absolutely going to be a global giant. I mean, this is the next big thing. We're a part of something that's huge. Our positioning is great. If there's another event they have scheduled for January the 17th and the 18th, and that's going to be in Salt Lake City. And it's the same thing. It's a regional pre-launch event, just like they had here in Jacksonville, just like they had in California. Guys, if you are close or even if you're not close, make plans to be there, because I promise you, it will change the way you see this business. It will change the dynamics for you. You'll get to meet people, plug into people, hear from leaders, how they're building their business. It'll be an amazing time. I promise you will not regret going and spending that time, because these chances only come around once. You know, in a year from now, when there's, gosh, who knows, 50,000 people or whatever in this business, you won't have that opportunity to sit down with Jimmy and Jafong or stand with them for an hour after the meeting and just and tell them your testimony or ask them questions about the product. That's just not going to happen, because it's going to be too big. So the intimate time is now, the bonding time is now, and building those relationships is now. So make sure you can get to that event in January. That's going to be before the launch. Of course, we'll have some time on that boat. How cool is that to have a launch on a boat? But before that, so try to make plans. Go ahead and take off work Thursday and Friday. Meet us there. Let's have some fun and get to know each other. So you can see our new slide. Joy and I just wanted to come up with something that unifies us all. And Triple Diamond is what we're striving for, right? That's the goal. That's when the vault gets unlocked, if you will, in the compensation plan. So I think everybody has the same goal of reaching that. So that's kind of where that came from. Of course, Ludaxx. I love the name Ludaxx. And the reason I love it is because nobody understands what it means until you explain it. I love that they put some thought into the name of this company. And it means Jimmy and Jafong Lu, obviously, are the two owners. They're who put together this great business for us. But in the D and the A, that's their two boys, Daniel and Andrew, who are there with them in the corporate office every single day. They are being groomed. They're learning how to run the business when their parents decide to retire. Hopefully that's 15 years away. But they're great young men. We've got to spend a lot of time with them this weekend, and they absolutely have the best interest of the company at heart. But this is what's exciting. The XX, that is for you and me and Kathy and Todd and Susie and Rick and whoever is on this webinar. That's the distributors, because they have us in mind. They put this business together for us to teach us about, financial freedom, to give us time freedom. We're not tied down to our jobs, all different reasons to help a lot of people. That's what Ludaxx is all about. And I love that they incorporated us into the name of their company. And this process is so simple. We're making everything that we do duplicatable for you. If I can do it, you guys definitely can do it. It is a simple process. It's easy to invite people to a conference call, to a webinar, on a three-way call with your, active upline, to meetings that are going on all over the place. Hopefully, if they're not in your city, then you get to step up and become the leader, and you can start doing those meetings. These PowerPoints are available for you to use. The science is there. Please do not take my word for it, because I am not that smart. I am not that educated, but I know that I can go to Google and I can put in all three of the ingredients just in the F21 and read for hours the studies that are behind those ingredients in our product. So the science is there, and because the science is there and has already been studied, we get results from it. There is testimonies every single day. Being at that event, with 50 or 60 people there, and watching people raise their hands that have lost weight, that have gotten off medication, lowering their insulin, all different types of testimonies that they're having because of these products. please make sure you share your testimony with us. If you have someone on your team or someone you shared the product with, let us know what it did for them, because we want to share that with people that we meet. Everybody relates to different things and to different people. So make sure you're sharing your testimonies on the Global Crown Room, on my page, Troy's page, Todd, Kathy, whoever's page. Make sure that you share those with everybody, because we definitely, we want to be excited with you. This leads us to a purpose. And I feel that because there's so many testimonies, because it's working for so many people, and I hear those testimonies, I feel obligated to share that with other people. I feel an obligation to share that with every person that I meet, especially diabetics or people that maybe want to lose a little bit of extra weight or whatever it is, because I know that these products will help them and will work. And, our purpose is just not, that obligation is because toxic sugar is everywhere. We understand that there's a major health crisis out there, and it's not just for a small group of people. It's not a little niche. It's for everyone. It's for the masses, not just in our country, all over the world. And because we share this product with people, we're going to help so many people get their body back into balance, millions and millions of people. And when we help other people, when we're blessings to other people by helping them with their health, we're going to get something in return. And that's going to be a business. That's going to be financial blessings for us. And that's pretty awesome, right? Look at this. Everything likes sugar, right? We like the taste of sugar, but unfortunately, cancer likes sugar. That's what it grows off of. Diabetes, inflammation, arthritis. There's over 140 diseases that are caused by or fed by sugar. Is that scary? Heck yeah. Look at these numbers. Cancer, 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women have heard that dreaded news that they have cancer. Cancer is so close to me. I have lost more than one person. I've lost 3 people that were very close to me to cancer. And I don't want to see, my children or anyone else in my family or your family lose the battle to cancer because they're feeding it with sugar. If we have something that can help that, it can cut off the supply line to cancer growth by cutting off the sugar supply, do you think that we have an obligation? Absolutely, yes. Look at the numbers in obesity. 97.5 million adults in the United States are obese. Do you think that's a big number? My gosh, it is, especially when you add on children. Is there obese kids, preteens, teenagers? Absolutely. Do you go to Walmart? Do you go to McDonald's? Do you see them? That number is growing. It's growing rapidly. Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. If we have something that can lower the sugar intake in your body, that can block it from going into your bloodstream, do you think that we could help that number go down instead of rise? We sure can. There's our obligation. Again, insomnia. Troy always laughs when I say insomnia because he has Ludaxx insomnia. He cannot sleep every night because he cannot stop thinking about the people he needs to call. He can't stop thinking about the compensation plan. He can't stop thinking about the testimonies that are coming in. He can't stop thinking about the people on our team that are about to hit new ranks. So he has Ludaxx insomnia, but there's a lot of people that also suffer just based on the sugar that they put in their body. Same thing with high blood pressure. 30% of Americans suffer from high blood pressure. We talked about diabetes for a second, but look at these numbers. This is global numbers, but look in 1985, 30 million people had diabetes. 30 million, that's a big number, right? When you hear 30 million, you're like, wow, that's big. Whether it's people with diabetes, whether it's, money, it's huge. But look what happened in just a short time, 25 years, it jumped from 30 million people up to 346 million people. Do you think from 2010 to 2012 that it stayed the same or it went down? No, it sure didn't. It went up. I can't wait to get those numbers where we can see how quick it's rising now. It's on the rise, and here's why. Sugar back in the 1820s, look at that, 8 pounds a year. That was the average of what Americans put in their body. It's gone crazy since then, up over 123 pounds per year, and that was in 2000. So you can imagine from 2000 to 2012 what it did. There was no dips in that little graph. It was a straight incline for sure. This number, I've done a lot of research. Lyle actually sent me some other numbers. I've seen a few different ones, but let's just say, it is 130 pounds. I see some up to 156, but either way, 130 pounds of sugar a year is what we're putting in our body every single day. That's a ton of sugar. I mean, my gosh, I told everybody in Utah, I weigh somewhere between, or in California, that 130 and 156 pound mark. That's what people are putting in their body of sugar. I won't tell you which one. And if you guess and you're on the wrong end, then you're not allowed on our webinars anymore. So you better not guess. Oh, good, Jeff. 125, you're allowed back on. I love him. Everybody better love Jeff. This is why diabetes partly is on the rise. It's not just the food we put in our bodies, it's what we drink. Half of the U.S. population over the age of 2 consumes a sugary drink every single day. My baby is 2 years old, and I would not I think sugary drinks are Coke or down south sweet tea. I found out that a lot of people don't even know what sweet tea is when I was in California. I can't even imagine, but Google it. I'll send you something. But that's the reason why people have a bad diet. That's why they're gaining weight. That's why the obesity levels are rising. That's why adults have type 2 diabetes, and it's prevalent in our country. And it's partly to blame just because of the drinks that we're consuming every single day, not to mention the food when we add that. I mean, can you imagine what the numbers are doing then? This is Coke, 22 packs of sugar in a Coke. That's so funny to me because you guys have probably heard my story. I still kind of am a Coke drinker, but I would never sit down at a table in a restaurant and pop open 22 packs of sugar and eat it, but I don't have a problem drinking it, as do most of you probably on this call. Look how many F21s you have to take to block the sugar in a Coca-Cola. It's got 65 grams of sugar in it. You got to take 7 of those things to block the sugar. 1.7 billion Cokes are served every single day across the world. And that is a big number, but it's not that big when you find out that it probably quadruples because there's 3,500 other Coke products. So when they add that all together, I can't even imagine what that number would be. Coca-Cola is the largest consumer of refined sugar in the whole world. So if you're drinking Coke, you better find a solution, and we'll talk about what it is in just a minute. Cereal, you guys know probably that I put this chart on 100% for Troy because he is just completely addicted to cereal. 2 bowls every single night, no matter what. If there's 3 different kinds of cereal, he probably is going to have 3 bowls of cereal. And we have 1, maybe 3 types of cereal on this chart. And what this is saying, if you look at the top worst cereal, that's the Honey Smacks, over 56% of that box is sugar. That is nuts. That's what we're feeding our kids. It's just like feeding them dessert and sending them out the door for school every morning because parents really, aren't educated completely on what they're putting into their children's bodies every single day. This is what I want you guys to do. I want you to do your own research. I want you to do your own due diligence. I don't want you to take my word for it, Kathy's word for it, maybe Shannon's because she is a medical professional when she gets on, but you can Google toxic sugar. You can see what it does inside of our body. Go to YouTube, watch some Dr. Oz clips. Watch this clip right here from 60 Minutes, Dr. Robert Lustig. He was aired back in April. They aired him again, 12 weeks ago or so. And he's just letting us know why sugar is in everything and why it's such an epidemic right now. And what happened was back in the 70s, they thought fat was the problem. So they reduced fat in all of our foods and everything that we were consuming because obviously they thought that was a problem. Well, what happened? What happens when you take fat out of stuff? It tastes horrible. Nobody wants to eat stuff that tastes bad, so they had to fix the problem. So they added sugar to it. So then you can see that our obesity rate went crazy. It went from a 10% national rate up to 62% just because of all the sugar we had to add to make our food taste good. So now we've got diabetes on the rise. We've got cancer on the rise. We've got a huge public health crisis. And Dr. Robert Lustig, he's a pretty smart guy. He's telling everybody that we need to actually regulate sugar just like we do alcohol and just like we do tobacco. It's that dangerous when we consume it every single day. It is harming or killing probably more people than alcohol and tobacco are doing. And that's scary because we give our kids sugar. We don't give them the alcohol and the tobacco every day. Dr. Oz, how many people in here watch Dr. Oz? Probably half of you, I would say at least, if I had to guess. And Dr. Oz is sounding an alarm. He is letting everybody know that sugar is the number one food he wants out of our house. So he wants it out of dinner, out of our kids' lunches, out of our cabinets, out of the refrigerator, because he understands what it's doing. So if Dr. Oz starts telling millions and millions of stay-at-home moms, moms at TiVo, at dads, whoever, that sugar is the problem and we have a solution for it, do you think that's good for us? You can shake your head yes, type yes, stay awake with me. That's good. That's free advertisement from somebody who is extremely reputable, somebody who is well respected in the community. So that's pretty exciting. Would you agree? Heck yeah. Jeff actually sent me a link today, and you can probably find that on his Facebook if you're not his friend. His name is Jeff Buttrick, and they did a whole story in Cape Cod, which is where he lives, about how toxic sugar is. Now, I didn't have a chance to read the whole article, but I urge you to go to his page and read that. It's saying that sugar is labeled now a toxic food. Pretty scary. Yes? Yes. So how do we get rid of sugar? What do we do? Let's see. Do you think we eat better? Do you think we eat vegetables every single night or lunch and breakfast? That is so hard to do. If you don't know me, I have 6 kids in my house living here, 6 of them. Yeah, that's nuts, right? Pray for me when we get off the webinar because I need it after today. But I can't do this. Troy's gone. He's at meetings. This week, starting tomorrow, he's going to be out of town all the way until Saturday morning. So my life is hectic. I've got kids that want to go to cheerleading practice, chorus practice, drums, whatever it is, plus these webinars, plus our conference calls. So even though I have really good intentions of feeding my family a well-balanced and healthy meal, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And I'm sure that there's some moms on this webinar tonight that the same way. They might work till 6 or 6:30 every night and rush home and then maybe go to a Ludaxx meeting or then maybe get on a webinar. And so it's hard. And I know that we're busy, so that's not the best solution for our problem. How about this one? Everybody needs to exercise, right? Well, yeah, we learned that in school. But what about the people that are out there exercising every single day? Rachel Weekly, I don't know if she's on the webinar tonight. She's like my go-to person for that, her and Jamie, because they go 6 days a week and they look really good in spandex. They have really good cardio. They never have to worry about a sleeveless shirt because their arms always look good. But just because they do that, does that mean that they have all the sugar out of their system? Absolutely not. Walking on that treadmill for 4 hours a day will not get the sugar out of your system, out of your pancreas, out of your liver at all. How about this one? Take another challenge. How many people have taken a challenge? Probably all of us. And that could be, a 30-day, a 90-day challenge, a New Year's resolution, whatever you want to call it. We've all done it. Have we all finished it? Probably not. Troy and I told you before, we promoted a challenge, and we did really, really well at promoting this challenge. We made some decent money. We both stayed at home working and doing it. We drove a brand new a new BMW 750 for free for promoting the challenge. But you know what? I never, ever started the challenge one time. And Troy started it 3 different times, and he never finished it. That's crazy. But what about the dedicated people? What about the people that make it 90 days or 60 or whatever it is? Do you think that they're going to continue drinking a shake or eating a protein bar or whatever their challenge was for the next 25 years? No. And do you think that got the sugar out of their system? Absolutely not. It did not. So here is the solution. Here's how we get sugar out of our system. And I am so excited to bring on Shannon Paradise.